Hi friends, today we discuss about taxation or tax. Taxation is the one of the very important income source of the government. Taxation is the process by which a government imposes financial charges or levies on individuals, businesses and other entities within its jurisdiction to generate revenue. This revenue is then used to fund government operations, public services, infrastructure, and various social programs. So taxation is the one of the government's income source. The government will earn money through taxation, and that money will use for providing public services and creating infrastructure like street lights, roads, parks and bridge and school, hospitals and other infrastructure. And even also it will introduce various social programs, socio-economic programs for the uh, providing means that providing and programs for the different industry, different sectors like agriculture industry and small industries, tourism or other sectors. Now and then, what types of taxes are there? There are main two types. One is direct tax. Second one is indirect tax. Indirect tax. One is direct tax. Second one is indirect taxes. The direct taxes. These are taxes imposed directly on individuals or organizations. The burden of the tax falls on the entity being taxed. Examples include income tax, property tax, wealth tax. In a direct tax, the burden of the tax falls on the one person who is paying the tax. He will get the burden of the tax. There is no chance, there is not any possible the shift the burden of the tax from one person to another person in the direct taxes. And which are the direct taxes are there? So one is income tax. The income tax means the levied on individual or corporate earnings, means the tax which is imposed on a person's income we can call as a income tax. And second one is property tax, charged on the ownership of real estate or other property. And wealth tax, imposed on the total value of an individual assets. But this tax in India and 2015, in the 2015, and this wealth tax is abolished or removed. So these are the direct taxes, and we can see in the present and what is tax rate is there for the on the income. And we can see here new tax regime in the as per the 2025-26 budget. We can see that the new tax slab, income tax. This column present the tax rate, and this is the income range up to 0 to 4 lakh. If a person earns income 0 to 4 lakh in yearly, he will be exempted from the income tax. There is no tax if any income is 0 to 4 lakhs. Within 4 lakhs there is not a tax. If any income range is 4 to 8 lakh, tax rate will be 5%. Similarly, the income range 8 to 12 lakh is there, 10% tax rate is there. And income range 12 to 16 lakh, the tax rate will be 15%. Similarly, the income range from 16 to 20 lakh, the tax rate will be 20%. 20 to 24 lakh income range, and the person should pay that 25% tax. And if a person earn in year about 24 lakh income, he should pay 30% of the tax to the government. This is the new income tax slab in India. And next one we can see, that is the second one is indirect taxes. The indirect taxes means these are taxes imposed on goods and services. Particular, these taxes imposed on the goods and services, where the burden can be passed on the consumers. See, in case indirect taxes, the burden of the tax can be shifted to one person to another person. This tax particularly on the goods and services. Therefore, in the process, any product and any goods process, first that good will producer is there, and then wholesaler, and then retailer, and then consumer. The producer will produce that good, and he will sell to the wholesaler. The producer will shift tax to the wholesaler, and then wholesaler will shift to tax to the retailer, because retailer will buy that goods from the wholesaler, then wholesaler will shift tax to the retailer, and finally a retailer will sell to the good to the consumer or in market, and finally the retailer will shift to the tax to the consumer. Finally the consumer will get the burden of the tax. For examples, for indirect taxes, GST is there, goods and services tax. In the next video we can discuss about what is the GST, goods and services tax, and what are the characteristics of the goods and services tax, and GST council, and we can discuss in the next videos. And even also value added tax is the one of the indirect taxes, a tax added at each stage of production or distribution of goods and services. And excise tax, a tax on specific goods like alcohol, tobacco and fuel. For these kind of the products, taxes on these kind of the products we can call as the excise tax. And last one is customs duties. The customs duties, taxes on imported and exported goods. the taxes on particular on the import goods and export goods we can call as the customs duties. So these are the indirect taxes, and these direct and indirect taxes are the very important financial sources or income sources of the every government. And in the next video we can discuss about what is the GST and what are the characteristics of the GST. And I hope you understood. Thank you for watching and your support.